Good morning, everybody. First thing I want to start with some things I hear over the weekend. Now we had a long weekend because yes, there was a holiday too. So we would have Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Now, what I was being hearing is I'm gonna start from Mr. Joe Harmon when he said that the PPP will rig this election, but they still win it. PPP rigged the election, but they still win the election. I don't know. I don't know. I don't. How these people could be leaders of the country, and this is the kind of common sense that they have to feel you can come and tell people this thing, and people can sit down and just take them, and nobody gonna say nothing, or nobody gonna think, nobody can think for themselves. It's obviously what these people here thinking. When them come and say something, people is ignorant and stupid, not to think of what they're saying. You understand? So when they come and say something, everybody can just take it at that and leave and daze it. We can walk towards that. Big man, the only person who can believe what y'all say is y'all. Nobody else. Everybody got the willpower to think for themselves and make assessment for themselves. Right? So when y'all come and put this bullshit out there, only person can believe them thing there's y'all. Right? Now, the same thing I was saying a little while back when we did find out that they had 19 persons who migrated from them stronghold area and voted. And them is the one who claiming about who migrated and vote. And in them strong area, 19 people, 19, 1-9, they were objected to the name, said they was out of the country and vote, and there was them voters. So since then, PPP was thieving and helping them thief too. So now PPP rigged this election for them to win it. I don't know where these people coming up with these things from, and how they think these things here can make sense. Right? Them think they ain't making no sense. Harmon. Now, they've been saying that for years PPP was thieving the votes. For years. Elections after elections after elections. Now y'all win in 2015. Why y'all didn't do nothing about it in 5 years? Y'all did nothing to help yourself in 5 years in terms of PPP rigging the election and how y'all could get past it in this election. Y'all win the election last 5 years in 2015, just over 4,000 votes. And now y'all claiming that over 90,000 got irregularities. Them things they ain't making no sense. Them things they ain't making no sense. Right now, for the 5 years y'all in there, y'all don't do nothing for the country, y'all don't do nothing for the people, y'all don't do nothing for the party, y'all party, the APNU, AFC. All y'all was doing something for yourself. Now y'all wait till election come, and when y'all find out y'all lose now, y'all trying to say PPP was thieving for all the years then. When y'all was in there for 5 years, y'all wasn't doing nothing. And I see some ignorant people that's comment on my things on my page. In terms of taking political side and coming up with some ignorant statement saying that PPP rigged the election because they didn't want the house registration. People, y'all living in Guyana. I don't live in Guyana. And y'all supposed to get more information than me. The reason why they stopped the house registration is not because they're trying to thief or nothing. It's because after the vote of no confidence, Granger them want to stay in power all the time. They don't want to call the election. And they're finding all kind of different reasons for them to buy more time in there. It's probably to clean up their records with what a thief. You understand? That's why they're trying to buy more time and more time and more time so they can try and clean up some of the paperwork. Now, how you could get a vote of no confidence against you, and a year and something after before you call the election, and tell me you say you still want a house registration during the process, when the man who was running GCOM is who Granger put in there to run GCOM. When the house registration is start, Jack Dio come out and say he had to take off 16,000+ names from the list what did they come up with, and then they even do half of the people them yet. And he had to take off 16,000 names from the list what they put on there, and they can't give account to the people them live or nothing. So how we could have go down the road in a house registration when is the government appoint the chair at GCOM at the time? He put somebody in there who he can control and who can work for he and do what he want. So there is the reason why the PPP object to the house registration. Is because they had to call the election based on the vote of no confidence, and they was trying to run from that. So that would have taken between 6 and 7 months to finish the house registration, when the government was already illegal in there for months. Right? So when they come out and said, oh, the PPP stopped the house registration because they want the bloated list and all kind of bullshit. Y'all supposed to be knowing the facts after y'all when y'all live there. And that is the fact. That they was trying to buy time in there and hold on to power on based on anything. That is the reason why they was calling for house registration. You understand? So you don't come and tell people about PPP trying to rig the election because they want to use the bloated list. It's the same list of electors what they use in this election, PNC win the last election with. The same list of electors PNC win in 2015. So how you can say PPP got the advantage of using this list when they lose the election with the same list? Y'all need to think, people. Think. Y'all is not these politicians here who trying to accuse one another and blame one another wrongfully and lie on one another. Y'all is supposed to be the neutral people. Right? Y'all need to think for yourself. Y'all can't get, this is why the country in the state it is now. Because most of us need people to think for us, and we don't think for ourselves. So when they come and think and say, this is what we're going to do. Use your own judgment. Think for yourself. When y'all come out saying about PPP stop the house, there was a reason for the house registration to stop. And was 2 reasons I could give you. One, because there was illegal government in there. Well, 3 reasons, sorry. There was an illegal government in there. There was an illegal appointed chair of GCOM in there. And the other name on the voters list that they couldn't give account for. 16,000+ names. The PPP objected to and they cannot give account for them. Come on, how you could trust these people to go and do a house registration and don't come back with a more bloated list than what they have now? Come on, people. These things where you are coming out and commenting on my page are making no sense. Right? They ain't making no sense. Now, to the man who was saying these comments was a former presidential guard. And he asking me if I ever studied the law or if I know the law. I don't know the law to that extent as a lawyer. And I do not study no law as a construction worker and an egg farmer. I don't have no reason to study no law. Right? But nobody out there could come and tell me a lie, and I would know that is a lie when they tell me. And nobody could think for me. I think for myself. So if you was a presidential guard and you say you study the law and know the law, how you could come up with this dumb stupidness and know where is the fact about PPP stop the registration because they want to rig the election, when this same list they used in 2015 for PNC winning? You understand? So, big man, if you cannot make no sense commenting on my page, if you cannot comment something negative or something positive, don't leave no ignorance there. Because when I say commenting something negative, if you're commenting something negative about the PPP or what I saying, you understand? Based on you representing your party. Good, don't come out there and try to tell me no bullshit and think you could get to mislead me or get me to think something what I don't know. Right? Don't do that. You support who you want and I respect that. I support who I want, and if you cannot respect that, don't leave no comments on my page. Okay? I don't mean to be disrespectful to you or anything. I appreciate what you're doing. But you got to know how you're doing them. Okay? You have to know how you're doing them. Think for yourself, sir. People of the country, think for yourself. Don't got these people thinking for y'all. Again, these people only thinking what is good for the party and not what is good for y'all. Guyanese is very smart people. And we don't need no other person to think for we. We can think for ourselves. And come to our own judgment. And what is right and what is wrong. Okay? Now, this thing with GCOM, Clara Singh and this letter, which is sent to the Commissioner of Police. When I say he, I think they say he's the head of the immigration. I hear the liars them. Well, I can tell you who. Priya Manichan was talking about the information he would have produced to GCOM in 2 days. It would have been highly impossible for come up with them information based on accuracy in 2 days. It would have been impossible to come up with them name in 2 days and for them to be accurate. So what I was trying to claim is that if they name them accurate, that means he had those names before she sent the letter to him. And the APA and AFC would have known that he had the name. So now the Commissioner of Police taking side. Right? Again, everybody have to vote for who they want to win the election, but when we go about supporting when they're doing wrong thing, or supporting them, helping them to do wrong thing, is where the real problem is. Because if you got the people who lead in the country who's supposed to be doing good for we the people, in doing that, they're doing good for themselves. And now the Commissioner of Police who's supposed to be helping we the people, helping the parties. Now the retired man from the army who sent the letter about the 8,000. The army is supposed to be looking out for the people of the country. Them looking out for parties too. Who looking out for the ordinary people of the country? Who looking out for the citizens of that country? You see the road where the country heading. These things are making no sense, people. We need to stop supporting these stupidness. The only how change can happen is if we, the people, make changes happen. We have to demand what we want. And don't let these politicians demand what they want. We are the people of the country. We are the power of the country. We can make things happen. For we to make things happen, we have to come together to make things happen. For everybody in the country to live good, we have to come together and fight together for the same purpose. We can't go half, we fighting for this and half, we fighting for that, because we would never get nothing the way. We can always be corrupted, and the politicians them can always be dominating, doing what they want, when they want, how they want, and don't give a shit about what none of us gain from that. Because at the moment, all them eating the bread and we eating the crumbs. Not even the crumbs. Because if you reach the crumbs before the ants, then you get something to eat. If you don't, then you have nothing to eat. Right? So we are the people. We put them in there. And we can make them do what we want them to do. But we can't do that as a divided nation. We have to come together to make changes happen. And a lot of people say one man can't make a difference. Every single individual can make a difference. Every single one of y'all can make a difference. Please, y'all come together and make a difference. Remember, this fight is not for a lot of us who done all already, who got children, who got grandchildren. We grew up, I would say, in a hard life based on the economy of the country, how the country was running, how things was going. Now we have a chance in the 21st century to make changes for we children and we future generation to come and gain something that we never had. We have a chance to make them life better than what we own was. And we still supporting these people who want to destroy it for them. This is not about most of us right now. This fight is not for we. This fight is for the young people, the young generation that gonna come behind. Right? This is a fight for them, not for us. Let we come together and make a difference. The only way we could get something for ourselves and for the future generation is if we fight for it. I want to say fight for it. I mean, we have to stand up as a one people, one nation, and one destiny, and fight and demand what we want for the country, what we want for the future generation, and not what the politicians think they should be doing, or what them think is good enough for we. Because nothing gonna be good enough for them, but it can be good enough for us. Y'all think for yourself. Think about your children future. Think about their children future. And if you don't have a child as yet, think about what you want, what society you want a child to come up in. If it's the way it is now or something better than that. And think about when you get your children or your child under the current state of the country, what you can leave for them before you're dead. The way how it is now, you can't leave nothing for them. Everybody wants to see the children live a better life than what them had. Every single person, every single parents want to see the children have a better life than what they had. If you had a good life, it means you want your child to have a better one than that. And this is the objective of every parent. And this is what I say we should be fighting for. That we must leave something better for them when we go. Okay? Y'all need to come together. I can't say this enough. Y'all need to come together and make things happen. Because leaving it to the politicians, nothing is not going to happen. Everybody doing what is best for the party. Now, the country, the people of the country, the world know that APNU AFC lose the election. The APNU AFC know that they lose the election. Now you give these people here 5 years. The reason why y'all lose the election because y'all didn't do nothing in your 5 years. You understand? You give these a chance. If they do nothing, then you fold them out too. But you can't let people here who ain't doing nothing for you, who ain't doing nothing to make your life better, or the future for the country, or the future generation. They ain't making nothing better for them. Them thieving the millions and the hundreds of millions and all kind of thing. Who you think they're thieving there for you? Or your family? No, they're thieving for them and their family. For them and their family, not for you and your family. You can't get nothing out of that. When push come to shove, them have everything and you have nothing. Now the country is in a state of disaster based on the COVID-19. How much are y'all getting something from them? Or how much are y'all getting a proper meal to eat 3 times a day? You think them got to worry about that? Politicians in general, you think they have to worry about that? No, them know where the next meal coming from. You understand? They know exactly where the next meal come from. Do you know where your next meal coming from? And this is what we want to support. These kind of things they have to stop. And no Indian can't fight for this stuff alone. Or no black cannot fight for this stuff alone. Y'all have to come together. And together y'all gonna make a difference. Because at the moment y'all playing tug of war with y'all future. With y'all children future. This one pulling the one side and you pulling the other side. And the politicians in the middle, who is the judge? If you win, then we win. If you win, then we win. We are winning. You are fighting a battle for them and not for yourself when you are fighting against each other. The only winner gonna come out of what you are fighting for right now is the politicians. Not none of y'all. And the friends, the big contractors them, the big business people them. How much poor man get rich in the last 5 years? I don't care what your race is. How much poor people get something and come out to living under poverty who was in poverty before the 5 years, was out of poverty in the last 5 years that passed? How much? Well, you know how much businessmen get hundreds of millions of dollars? You know how much of them? You know how much of these politicians have hundreds of millions of dollars in the last 5 years? How much of y'all come out of poverty? How much of y'all life before this 5 years changed after the 5 years from where it was before that? How much? Are we supporting this kind of bullshit? Y'all need to come together. You got all kind of people from the media. I shouldn't say the media. On social media, to be exact. Coming out there, and some people on both sides trying to spread this race thing. Trying to support the party die-heartedly when they're 100% sure they have facts in front of their eyes and turning their head in the other direction because they don't want to talk with fact. Y'all stop depending on people to think for y'all. They ain't gonna think for y'all. They're thinking for them and get y'all to do it. When they think, hey, we could teach 200 million tomorrow and we can cause a distraction with the people, them that come and tell y'all something for cause a distraction when them could teach it and nobody would know. You're using y'all. And y'all can't benefit nothing from them. I want y'all to know, the people of the country to know, that any development can happen, personal development for people of the country, have to come after the country develop. Right? The people cannot develop before the country. That would never happen. Everything you collect that is better for you can have to come when the country gets better. The people cannot develop before the country have to develop, and then the people benefit from the development of the country. So y'all don't believe y'all gonna run behind this politician and automatically y'all gonna become a millionaire. No. Opportunities come based on development. Right? This is how people get rich. This is how people get money. This is how people get job from development. So if the country cannot develop, then mean nobody going nowhere. Nobody can go nowhere if we keep holding back the progress and the production of the country. And keep supporting. And I ain't talking about no one party. Because all of them been fucking thieving for years. And why they was thieving? Because we are allowing them to do the thieving. Because we are allowing them to corrupt us. I ain't gonna point my fingers at no specifically who in a political arena would be thieving, but I know every party had thief on the side. Every single party that run the country since from Cherry and Dragon time got thief in the gang. So all of them was thieving. None one party was thieving, the next one wasn't thieving. It just certain people would be thieving, the amount of someone would be thieving. You understand? But we allowing them to do that. And what I don't want y'all to know is how strong y'all is. How much power y'all have when y'all come together. This is what I don't want y'all to know. So they're going to keep dividing y'all all the time, divide and conquer. This is the method. Then divide y'all and conquer y'all. They don't want y'all, nobody going to come out and tell y'all when y'all come together how much power you have. None of them will do that. Because they're going to benefit them. It can only benefit y'all, and they don't want y'all to benefit from nothing. They don't want that. So please, people, please, y'all need to come together and make a difference for the country. Or we ain't going to go nowhere. It can be the 50th century, and we're going to still live in the same shit we live in now if we don't stand up and fight for it. When this party here got to support up on the road, they got kind of big mouth. I kind of ignorance. I kind of think, yeah, we can do this and we can do that. But for do it for yourself, I would never do it for yourself. When the next party got them up on the road, they got the same strength and power for fight for the politicians them. But for use the same strength and power for fight for yourself, I would never fucking do it. This is how ignorant we the Guyanese people is. For take the same motive and fight for yourself, we're not gonna do that, but we can fight for them. So don't gonna think for yourself, people. Think for yourself, and you're gonna see how you're gonna think better than what you're thinking now. When you got people thinking for you. You could judge what is right and what is wrong by yourself. Nobody have to come and tell you that this is right and this is wrong. No, you could judge it for yourself. But again, you can see what is wrong, then you can turn your face the other side and say you see what is wrong. Only because you want to support people. Who is willing to support you? They won't go out of the way for please you. None of them, none of the politicians, none of the race, none of them gonna go out of the comfort zone to please you, the people. Why are you going out of your comfort zone to please them? That's all I have to say, people. Y'all have a wonderful day. And please, stay away from Rona. Please like, share, and subscribe. God bless Guyana.